In this video, we will take a closer look at some of the different conditions left by our various fall bed treatments. We will start with the thick green winter rye growing right up against high tunnel 1. Even after last week's below zero temps, the rye is still dark green and ready to put on more growth whenever the temperature gets above 45 degrees. I love how there is absolutely no bare soil showing anywhere in this patch. It is growing so well that it will need about a month's coverage with heavy black silage tarps to prepare it for planting. In stark contrast, down in Field 2, any production beds that were left uncovered last fall are starting to show the effects of winter weathering. The cracked soil surface allows lots of moisture to escape, and it also exposes a much greater surface area to sunlight, temperature extremes, and wind. In this condition, the soil particles are prone to wind erosion, and each temperature swing above and below freezing creates smaller, more vulnerable pieces. Adjacent beds with leftover fall radishes still clinging to life are in much better shape. Even this light leaf coverage provides important protection for the soil surface. Their dying roots keep our soil structures intact. They are building soil health even as they decompose in place. The surface of this bed is still friable and resists forming a crust. The cover crop cocktail of oats, peas, and daikon radish on this bed is providing good soil coverage even as the top growth begins to decompose. The 3 rows of daikon will take a few more months to break down completely, and each daikon taproot will leave behind a cone of nutritious mush for next year's crop. An inch of compost left unprotected on a bed top will still allow cracking to develop. The compost's high organic matter probably keeps most wind erosion at bay, but the weathering over winter will rob it of most of its nutrients. Even the spotty winter rye on the left will provide enough protection to allow any compost applied to feed our soils. Fabric row cover, or occultation strips as we call them, can provide good protection for the soil surface. The covers help mitigate many of the harsh winter weathering effects. They can be darned hard to keep pinned down, but you can see that even after a recent wind event, the soil surface of the bed is intact. By allowing both air and water through their weave, they encourage healthy biological activity. Here are some shots of the clover mix that was sown under our sweet peppers last summer. You can see a lot of chopped up sweet pepper plant stalks partially covering the clover. That chopped residue is full of carbon, and it both protects the young clover plants and catches organic matter blowing across the field. The woody stems are just beginning to break down here in February, but by springtime they will allow full sunlight to reach the clover. The bad weedy area down by the asparagus has begun its transition from annual ryegrass to the mixed clover that was sown at the same time. I really like to see that there is no bare soil showing down here either. This spring we expect to see a low-growing green carpet that can be mowed repeatedly to help control the Canadian thistle. For now, the protective tufts of dead ryegrass and the dormant clovers are providing good soil coverage. At the far end of the field, 2 more production beds left bare are showing the negative effects of weathering. We were able to get some straw down around the fall kales, and that soil should be in good shape for spring planting. Amazingly, some of the hardier kales will begin to regrow early in the spring. If anyone has the patience and timing to harvest the flower buds when they look like miniature broccoli heads, they will be rewarded with some of the most tender and sweetest kale ever. Thanks for watching. May your spring be joy and growth in these wild times. Questions and comments are welcome below. Catch you next time.